Hello guys, welcome to Ashley Lancelot Show. I just watched a couple of my YouTubers I subscribe to, and also double check it on the source as well. Looked like Activision is making Black Ops 4 or multiplayer, no single mode as well. And that is a very troublesome right now because we're at a stage is basically the game's going to be only for single player or only for multiplayer. I think a lot of thing is the bandwagon of Battle Royale and PUBG getting money in. Also the microtransaction with it as well. I bet that's going to be on it because Activision made about, I believe, $2 billion a year out of microtransaction. So there's a lot of money just on those things. 2 million or 2 billion? I don't know. I gotta double check it though. So this video is going to be a single player aspect and multiplayer aspect of it. Not much going towards Black Ops 4 of the Call of Duty series. I am not much of a Call of Duty series fan or Battlefields fan. I stopped playing it until after Call of Duty 2, Black Ops 2, and Battlefield, I think 1990, 19 something, and all the old Medal of Honor game on the PlayStation 1. Basically, I enjoy those games a lot, especially on the PC port as well. When XP was, Windows 90 and XP was able to play it on. After that, all the majority of the story sucked. The battle system pretty much sucked for me, and the multiplayer just went downhill from there. It is getting to a point that everyone has to decide single player and multiplayer, and a lot of these companies are making a decision for you as well. I think they should still stick with the story because I heard that World War One series of the Call of Duty was actually really good, with story intensive and made more of a historical event of it. I think that will be more prevalent. But it's like every year we get a freaking Call of Duty or freaking Black Ops. And it's getting tiresome. I think everyone's getting tired because Assassin's Creed we get almost every freaking year as well. Like it's not Assassin's Creed 1 through 4 Syndicate, one in China, one in India. Oh my god, so many freaking Assassin's Creed, and I stopped playing Assassin's Creed after two, because it was two or three. I don't kind of remember. I might have played the series again. It's just too many repetition, and that's why a lot of people are just getting sick and tired of it because the story doesn't really flow for that timeline. You know, you have Call of Duty fighting in space, a technological war. It was like huge nightmare mechanics for that as well. So I think they wanted to do the multiplayer aspect of it because most of the player just play multiplayer throughout the whole game. My little brother is 14 years old. He loves the shit out of Call of Duty and battle tanks and Black Ops. He just plays multiplayer and murder people like crazy. He doesn't really care about the story as much as I wish he would. But it is how it is. A lot of the younger ones, this younger generation, picking it up. You know, there's some people that my age, a little bit older, will pick it up and play it. But nowadays, it's like the multiplayer system on these shooters are just ridiculously mechanically and ridiculously dumb, in my point of view. You know, it might change for the Black Ops 4. My multiplayer might be a lot better. I never really played much PUBG or and Battle Royale type games because due to the fact that I'm not that great at it. I might go back at it. I think I'm playing Fortnite with Rich and Sega Dreamcast guy, but we still didn't get the date or the current information yet for it. I think the days are keep moving around, so I'll let you guys keep up noted. For me, I'm more of a JRPG action adventure or beat 'em up type style gamer. Once in a while, I do play shooters games like Halo. I'm gonna stream the whole Halo series, and play Doom, Wolfenstein 1 and 2. Those kind of games I like. I like the story of it as well. And I think the story for Halo is 3. 5 kind of sucked in my point of view. But Cortana was ridiculously hot. Another waifu that I really want to have in me. Wife will hate it, but doesn't matter about it. But yeah, it is getting to a point, you have to decide. Like Wolfenstein 2, it came out just single player. There's still not a multiplayer aspect for that game yet, and I want to try it out because I remember the original Wolfenstein on the PC when people used to do a LAN party, and youngins that don't know what LAN party is, you get a big bulky box monitor with a keyboard, mouse, and a and your own desktop. Because laptop back then wasn't powerful enough to play these kind of games. You bring it in, it's like freaking 60, 80 pounds to your friend's house that has internet, has a hub, a modem that has a hub system with a LAN cable throughout. So you're like 6 to 12 people spending the night drinking beers, eating pizzas and shit, and playing a LAN party, local connection throughout with you and your buddies. And that was one of the best times of my life. Now you can just do anything on Wi-Fi, just do it at your home now. It's not really big of a deal, and computers are way lighter than it was back then. So I remember Wolfenstein. We played shit out of it in a LAN party, going around building turrets, and it was really fun. If you guys remember it, let me know, guys, in the comment as well. But nowadays, it's just not that fun. You meet strangers online, you play, you want to have a good time. Then you have a lot of people just shit talks and just, it's like, yeah, I don't want to play this game as much as anymore. And it's getting to a point like, it's just getting repetitive. It's really hard to make multiplayer brand new or a new type of style of a shooter because it's already been done. It has been done. A Fortnite style has been done. I forget which game it was, but what has been done, it just wasn't. It was graphically is not that great. Was as of now. The single player aspect I really enjoy the most out of the multiplayer due to the fact that it drags. It's like reading a book or watching a movie. It drags your mind and just escape reality and be in fantasy, engaging the stories and the characters as well. There were a lot of good story games and there was a lot of bad story games. One bad story game was Dino Kuni 2 that I played recently. I did not enjoy the story as well because the first one's a lot better. It's just that, it's one of those things that, the story did not really add up or match from the first to the second. It had some reference in the first, but, and also Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Very good story. Very bad battle system. It's very hard, to combine these two. A lot of these people, producers and programmers, and I can tell because I'm a computer science major and I do program time to time. It takes a lot of time to program, get everything right. You get a storyboard and everything else, but a lot of times, so their heads up that rushing these programmers and storytellers to get their product out so the company can make a lot of money. I do not mind them to delay it like they did with Kingdom Hearts 3, and I don't know if Final Fantasy 7 is going to be out remake. I want to get it, but it probably won't be out for another 10 years. Square Enix has very good story-based games. A lot of fighting bases like the Segia, it was really bad. I just stopped playing. The battle system was so bad. But it's like I don't mind them delaying it or add $20 more. I'm gonna pay $8 for a full game if it's a game that I can enjoy for a very long period of time. Just a lot of these games are rushed. A lot of games I play JRPG. My wife played the dating simulator games in Japan, Japanese type games. We do play fighting games together as well, but a lot of these fighting games do have stories. Can be short, can be long. The Injustice 2 was like a 3-hour fighting game for me, but the story was very in depth. I have owned the comic books as well. And I think that's one thing I enjoy more of a story based game that lasts for several hours to escape from it. And time, and after a couple of years later, I'm playing it again, restreaming it again. Like Command and Conquer had a very good story-based game as well until EA bought it and screwed the story game. Number 4 and Realtor 3 was really bad, but the multiplayer aspect was amazing. It is one of those things that I don't blame the producers or the programmers or the storyteller. I blame the company, the higher up company, that are forcing these people to have these games out every freaking year, adding microtransaction, making executive decision like let's just do multiplayer because most people, like millions of people, play just play multiplayer aspect of it, not single player aspect of it. You know, then fine. You know, we'll lose about, let's say there's 10 million people, only 2 million people only play for the story, but 8 million people, play for the multiplayer. So we'll save a lot more money. Just cut the storyteller person and just get the battle system in. So that's basically what's happening right now on what I think what's happening with the multiplayer single player aspect as well. I think a lot of people in the Wolfenstein 1 does not play the multiplayer, and they're trying to multiplayer in Wolfenstein 1, the newer one, before 2, and they just played more of the story of it. I mean, that's why I took the multiplayer out of it and just add the story in, because, they want to, make the game cheaper as possible and, keep more of the money for themselves. And just basically, just do story for this game and multiplayer for this game. We look at the statistics and the survey for it, and this is what's happening. So we're just gonna cut corners around it and just save a lot more money just doing that instead. So that's basically what's happening. It's gonna be multiplayer versus the single player aspect of it. We're probably gonna see this more and more going on. It's just that it is how it is nowadays. Back then, it doesn't matter if it's single player or multiplayer. You had two of them. You can enjoy it with yourself, or you can enjoy it with your friends. Especially, there's not a lot of co-op games that I really enjoy to play with other people again. It's very hard to have people play. Have split. There's no more split screens anymore. You gotta buy several. Freaking only thing that has split screen is, I think, to believe, the Switch. But PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, they just threw that out the window because I don't think they understand. Like, we have a lot of people that have friends that comes over and play the multiplayer games with each other. But times are changing. But anyhow, guys, let me know what you guys think about the single player and the multiplayer aspect of it. And I'll put down in the comments as well. And I'll talk to you all later. Have a good day, guys.